Hi everyone, just wanted to give an update. I recently got my result for the Visceral Leishmaniasis Serology that I took on August 12th. It took 5 weeks for the result. It took longer than expected, but apparently got sent back east to Montreal. I live in Vancouver on the west coast here in Canada. So the Visceral Leishmaniasis Serology, which is a blood test, it checks to see if there's antibodies that would suggest that they're eliminating leishmaniasis is present in your blood test. And that came back negative. So essentially it says no, visceral leishmaniasis is not present according to the Visceral Leishmaniasis Serology test. So I was a little bit surprised. I thought it'd be positive. That's what I was hoping for. But I have done some further research, and as prior to taking the blood test for visceral leishmaniasis, it was suggested that there's several tests that can be taken. The blood test, the serology, is the least efficient, so it's the least reliable. They say that the gold standard is essentially the aspiration of either the spleen or the liver. They also do the bone marrow, but it's the spleen or the liver that provide the most reliable tests for this. So in a way, I feel that I'm gonna still pursue to see if I still have visceral leishmaniasis, as this particular parasite does cause thrombocytopenia, which essentially comes from the bite of a sandfly. They're only in certain parts of the world, and essentially puts in a protozoa, which is a single-celled parasite in your body that then starts to replicate, and essentially your immune system with your white blood cells come and eliminate the visceral leishmaniasis parasite in your blood, and it takes it to your spleen. But in your spleen, the leishmaniasis parasite essentially starts to replicate inside the white blood cells inside the spleen and make them burst. So essentially doing this with all the white blood cells that have collected all the leishmaniasis protozoa and parasite in your body essentially starts to enlarge the spleen, and that's why it starts to be big. Splenomegaly, I believe it's called, where the spleen becomes so swollen that, like many doctors, then recommend that you remove your spleen. I'm currently against that. I read the book Wish by Spirit by Joan Young. She had her spleen removed. This was back in the early 90s, prior to the internet, and unfortunately the ITP she still had that issue after her spleen removed. So essentially reflecting that just because you have your spleen removed doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to heal the problem. Essentially it's basically eliminating one of the symptoms but not getting to the root cause, from what I believe and from what I read from her book, which I thought was very good insight. Again, the book is called Wish by Spirit by Joan Young. She also started the PDSA Support Association, which also has forums that are very helpful. So today, September 27th, Sunday, I had 2 blood tests this week. On Monday it was at 164, and then on Friday it was at 131. So it looks like my platelet count is starting to come down. Typically when it's in that 160 area, it seems like it's on its way down. So this weekend I've essentially just doubled up on electrolytes, drinking Pedialyte. I also ran out of my probiotic, the Renewal Life, earlier in the week, as well as I took a break from the EMP, the mineral supplement and vitamin supplement that I was taking. I'm on that again. I got my probiotic, my probiotics, so I'm back on that as well. I also got my monolaurin, which I'd also run out of recently too, and decided to, let's see if I can just go on and my numbers will be okay. It's just that typically January seems to be a time when my numbers come down. It's been successive Januaries. I've had the odd October where my numbers come down, but compared to last year, I only had January where I had my numbers come down. So I thought perhaps I'd be okay. But anyways, here I am. I'll have another blood test this week, and we'll see where my numbers are. I'll do an update on that as well once I know where I'm at. Hopefully my numbers continue to go up. I've had that twice happen naturally this year. So I've reviewed my journal. I keep a journal that I write supplements that I'm taking, any type of notes that in terms of activities, or if I hung out with anybody, or things that I ate, or how I'm sleeping, or how I'm going to the bathroom. All those notes, I like to look over them again. I put scores on my blood tests in there. If I finish a supplement, or if I'm starting a supplement, all those notes you can review afterwards and see what's helping or what's not. So anyways, I hope everyone's well. God bless, and hope you have strong platelets. We'll speak soon. Bye-bye.